In the world's poorest countries, around 1 in 4 children are engaged in child labour.
The world's biggest food company, Nestle.
The Nestle company.
Nestle.
Nestle collects millions of gallons a year from springs in Southern California.
Would you agree with me that your product should not be used where there is impure water?
Nestle. You might know them for Kit Kat bars, Nescafe coffee, or even bottled water. Think about it. How many times have you reached for a Kit Kat, sipped a steaming mug of Nescafe to greet the sunrise, grabbed a Nestle water bottle for a quick hydration fix? Chances are, Nestle products have been your companions countless times. But behind the familiar brands lies a tale of controversy and ethical dilemmas. So, is Nestle truly the most evil business in the world? Ever wondered what's really brewing behind the scenes at Nestle? Get ready to be shocked as we uncover the hidden truths behind this household name. From baby formula scandals to water extraction controversies, Nestle's story is far from sweet. Join us as we delve into the dark side of this global giant and ask, is Nestle really as innocent as it seems? Let's investigate and find out. Nestle's beginnings. The story of Nestle starts in Switzerland way back in the 1860s. Back then, the world faced a heartbreaking reality. Imagine a time when many babies didn't survive their first year. This was a tragedy for countless families. The reasons were varied. Some mothers couldn't breastfeed due to illness, others had to return to work soon after birth, and some simply lacked the resources for proper care. Henri Nestle, a pharmacist deeply affected by this crisis, believed his scientific knowledge could offer a solution. Henri began an adventure of experimentation. Combining his understanding of infant nutrition with trial and error, he developed a groundbreaking formula. This wasn't a complex concoction, a simple mix of cow's milk, wheat flour, and sugar. In 1867, he introduced farine lactée, meaning flour with milk in French, to the world. This innovation marked a significant milestone. The first commercially available food specifically designed for babies unable to receive breast milk. Henri Nestle's initial motivation appears to have been genuinely helpful, offering a lifeline to mothers facing the impossible task of feeding their infants without breast milk. However, as Nestle, the company grew and evolved, its marketing and promotion tactics surrounding this formula would later raise serious questions about ethical practices. The baby formula. In the world of baby food, Nestle, a household name, faces criticism for its practices in low and middle-income countries. While they champion breastfeeding in some regions, their marketing and product formulations in others paint a concerning picture. Nestle's baby formula and cereals, like Cerelac and Nido, contain added sugars in countries like Thailand and South Africa, while the same products in Europe are sugar-free. This double standard exposes babies in developing countries to unnecessary sugar intake. The World Health Organization, WHO, warns against added sugars for babies, highlighting the risk of obesity, diabetes, and a lifelong preference for sugary foods later in life. This isn't the first time Nestle's baby formula practices have raised eyebrows. Decades ago, aggressive marketing tactics in developing countries discouraged breastfeeding, leading to the creation of the WHO International Code in 1981 to regulate formula marketing. However, the current investigation suggests some similar tactics persist. Nestle utilizes healthcare professionals to build brand loyalty, potentially influencing parents towards formula even when breastfeeding might be ideal. Critics argue these strategies prioritize profit over infant health. While Nestle claims compliance with international standards, these guidelines are seen as weak and influenced by industry lobbying. In some countries, they exploit loopholes or weak enforcement of the WHO code to market formula to mothers of very young babies, despite the recommendation of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. The World Health Organization and people who care about consumers say we need stricter rules and better ways of advertising to make sure all babies are healthy. This means putting babies' health before making money, no matter where they are. It's really important to keep telling everyone how important breastfeeding is, especially in places where it's hard to get clean water to make formula safely. Water woes. The familiar logo of Nestle might grace your favorite chocolate bar, but the story behind that product goes far deeper than the supermarket aisle. Nestle's global supply chain relies on the labor of countless workers. However, a dark secret lurks beneath the surface. Concerns about exploitation and unfair treatment plague the company's labor practices. Environmental groups highlight the massive plastic footprint of bottled water. Millions of plastic bottles pollute landfills and oceans each year, harming wildlife and ecosystems. A 2017 study published in Science Advances estimated that plastic waste entering the oceans could outweigh all fish by 2050 if current trends continue. Critics argue that Nestle, a major bottled water producer responsible for dozens of bottled water brands globally, should prioritize sustainable packaging solutions or promote refillable options. Another point of contention is the ethics of profiting from a basic human right. Water is essential for life, and some argue Nestle shouldn't exploit this need. In some communities, they've been accused of extracting water at unsustainable rates, potentially impacting local water access and agriculture. A 2017 report by The Guardian documented how Nestle pumped millions of liters of water daily from California's Strawberry Creek, a vital source for surrounding ecosystems during a historic drought. This raises questions about Nestle's commitment to water stewardship and its prioritization of profit over public good. Nestle's water sourcing practices are under scrutiny. The company sources water from various locations globally, facing accusations of depleting local reserves, particularly in drought-stricken areas. Critics point to instances where communities struggle to access clean water due to Nestle's extraction activities. In 2016, a South African court temporarily halted Nestle's extraction from a local spring in the midst of a water crisis, highlighting the potential conflict between corporate interests and community needs. This issue underscores the complexities of water resource management and the need for responsible businesses to prioritize sustainability and public well-being alongside profits. Labor concerns. Nestle's reach extends far beyond the familiar products lining supermarket shelves. Its vast network of suppliers and factories around the globe employs countless workers. However, the shadow of controversy hangs over Nestle's labor practices, raising questions about worker exploitation and fair treatment. One of the most concerning issues is child labor in cocoa production. Nestle, a major player in the chocolate industry, sources cocoa from countries like Ivory Coast and Ghana, where reports have documented children as young as 5 working on cocoa farms. These children toil long hours under hazardous conditions, often missing out on education and a chance for a brighter future. Nestle's story is not just about delicious chocolates, comforting coffee, or refreshing bottled water. Behind these products lies a web of controversies and ethical dilemmas that cannot be ignored. From questionable marketing practices surrounding baby formula to environmental concerns regarding water extraction and labor exploitation in its supply chain, Nestle's track record raises serious questions about its commitment to ethical business practices. As consumers, we have the power to demand transparency, accountability, and change from companies like Nestle. By staying informed, supporting ethical alternatives, and using our voices to advocate for fair treatment of workers and responsible environmental practices, we can drive positive change in the corporate world. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Like, share, and spread the word to raise awareness about the importance of ethical consumption. Together, we can make a difference.